The shallow tray.
Yeah, so sometimes they need half an inch of soil, deep. They need to be half an inch deep. So in that case, you can just push, the seeds in with your finger, just a little bit. Just push it in like that, and then of course the soil gets covered with that. So you just settle the soil down. Right. So my tray is ready. I just have to water it. So I'm putting that aside now. Here, this is a big pot, so I can put in bhindi because bhindi becomes quite a big plant. So lady finger. So take the lady finger. Now usually germination rates are quite low. Depends. Sometimes half, less than half also grow. It all depends on the condition of the soil, the seed. So you should always plant a little more than required. This I think is bottle gourd, Loki as we call it, and this is palak. So I'm going to plant palak in the smaller plant. Then just cover with the soil.
So a
we've got
spoonful
pots
of
ready now.
spinach in that much pot is enough.
Yeah, because space. So you cannot plant it as densely as you plant the dhania or the methi.
Okay.
It needs a little space. It grows as. So you need to give space. I've got about 7 or 8 in this. Hopefully 2 or 3 will grow. 2, 3, 4. And homegrown spinach is very delicious. It turns out very nice. And saag made with that is superb. Right. So we've got 3 types of plants. And I'll do one thing. I'll get another tray which is ready, and we can plant coriander seeds in that, or we can plant. Just a minute. I had made this tray ready, but the soil is not very good. So I'm going to replant that. From the compost, I've got this plant growing, which is a pomegranate plant. So I'm not going to disturb that. The rest of the soil I'm going to discard because it's not very nutritious. Nothing in this. I have to change it anyway. So just taking the soil out. I'm going to discard this soil completely. In fact, I'm going to take the plant out because this has a few pests in it, especially snails. Now snails are very difficult to get rid of. So because of the monsoon, I've been facing problems with snails in some of my pots. I'll tell you how to deal with it again when we come to that. Snails are one of the toughest pests to deal with. Very small snails, sometimes you can't see them properly. You have to dig through the soil. So I'm going to scrape all this off. I don't want any snails' eggs remaining in my pot.
The snails are not good in the pot?
No, they are very harmful pests.
Snails. Okay.
So most of the snails eat your plants, they eat the roots, they damage, and they multiply very fast. So getting rid of them is very, very difficult. In fact, sometimes they're called the #1 pest of gardens.
Oh, so earthworms are fine, but snails.
Earthworms are very good, not snails.
Oh, okay. Because even I'm having so many snails, and I thought they are good.
They're bad. In fact, it's very tough getting rid of them also.
Okay. Sir, if you have palak seeds, please can you show it? Parents would like to see the palak seeds. And sir, how to get rid of ants and all those also will be covered a little bit.
You have to keep spraying pesticide and you have to keep adding things to the soil. So you have to be very careful. So again, I'll come to that. So this is the soil ready. Now I'm going to put in palak seed.
Parents, we have given in the same way, like a pouch and inside different seeds.
See, these are palak seeds.
Yeah, they are lightweight and a little.
The seeds of quite a few leafy vegetables like this fish and this. They're very light.
Very lightweight seeds. And
These
sir, those red, pinkish.
Loki or Dudi has been and no, Karela seed. I'm not sure. This could be Karela.
Yeah, one is Karela and one is Loki.
So Loki, yeah. Now I'm going to put methi in this, or maybe you can put lettuce. Depends. Let's see. This is going to spread methi generously. You get only one stalk growing from methi, so you can plant it quite densely, and then just mix up the surface so the seeds go into the bottom. I mean, you need it to go very deep, just a little into the surface.
So many a time we do the
mistake. You can just
mistake.
sprinkle a handful of coke beans on top.
Yeah, so many a time we do the mistake of sowing them quite deep, which is not good for leafy vegetables especially.
Yeah, so you have to see the instructions. You have to see the instructions on the packet of seeds. The packers, the seeds packers will always put in instructions of when to plant and how to plant. So always follow those instructions. Now I've got this thing which I want to put in a pot. So I'm going to put it in this pot and maybe transfer it to a larger one when it grows bigger. So I've got the leaf here. You have transplanted the plant. Hopefully it will grow again. But that soil was anyway very bad with a lot of pests, so it wouldn't have grown properly, and it's too shallow. So once this grows big, I will just take a lump of the soil off and put it in a larger pot. Right? So we've got these 4 trays, 2 trays and 2 pots ready. All we need to do is just water them. I'll get water and I'll show you that also.
Yeah, so frequency of watering the plant and how much plant, that is also.
It depends, you should water it when the soil gets dry. So it depends on the weather. Right now I've been watering maybe once in 2-3 days because the soil is too wet, because it doesn't dry. So if you don't water it for 3-4 days also, it's okay. Again, it depends on some plants. Some plants need little water every day. So you just put in little water. So if it's say a sandy soil which drains out very fast, it'll get dry. So that you'll have to put in a little water every day. So again, you'll have to just do a little bit of research on the net depending on the plant and then plant it. Rather than underwatering, overwatering is a big problem. Even I ended up overwatering initially because I thought you have to water them every day. And then a lot of other issues where the soil became dense and very thick and plants couldn't grow well. All the nutrients leached out because when the water goes out of the bottom, the soluble nutrients also escape from the soil. So that is another problem. Overwatering should not be done. Right? I just water.
So hope children, you all enjoyed this session and you all have understood, and I'm sure you all have now interest in growing your own vegetable. Will you all try? All of you will try growing your own vegetables? Because see, as I told you, Each child is important and your each action is important. So if you are doing and you are growing, you can share that thing with your friends and your relatives. Maybe they will do, and that in that way we can spread this idea of growing their own vegetables. Maybe in few days you all will have spinach. Baby spinach leaves are also very good for iron supply. You can eat them, eat the small leaves. You can put them in your chapati roll or paratha roll. And if you grow fenugreek, if it growing just 2 to 3 inch, and then you harvest and make paratha of it, that also tastes very good. We make chilla.
They're called microgreens,
All.
and they're very, very nutritious. Methi microgreens are very nutritious. In fact, in Gujarat, we call
Yeah.
the small leaves methi, and the large leaves are called metho.
Yes, yes.
So if you ask for methi, they'll give you the smaller leaves, the microgreens. And they're
Right.
very bitter,
Very
but
tasty.
very delicious. They're one of my favorite vegetables.
Yes, sir. In
They're
Surat
one of my
also, they are largely available. Methi and metho. So the
yeah.
methi which we get here is
Large
quite
variety of
big.
vegetables. In Surat, you get a very big range of vegetables which you don't get here, man.
Yeah.
You get far more vegetables. I mean, in terms of variety there. So now, since this is the first time, I have to water it carefully because the cocoa peat is dry. So if you water it too much at a time, then the water will drain out. You have to give the time, little time for the water to be absorbed. So I've just put in, say, about a liter of water in this, and that should suffice for now.
So we have also mentioned about tomatoes. So tomatoes also they can just slice and keep them on top, right? It will grow automatically, right? If sir has network issue. But those parents who are planning to grow tomatoes, you can slice them and keep them on top of the soil. And that will also, that should also be good enough. I think Manish sir got dropped. But now we will come to your balcony and we will, I think one of the parent also wanted to, Pranil, you are on the spotlight. You want to show your garden? We are so happy to see that, you all are. Thank you very much, parents. I can see all of you ready with your material. Very good job, Advai. You can see Rohan's garden.
Wow.
Who else want to show the garden?
Hello.
Yeah, sir, I'm coming to you also. Advai,
Wow. Very nice.
So with sir's instructions, I am very sure that all will have beautiful crops. Who else want to show? Navya, you also want to show your garden? Varad? Very nice. See how nice is the green color, isn't it? We love to see fresh green color. Who else would like to show the garden? I think Ashni's parent wanted to show. And sir has touch me not plant here. And when we touch it, it will. So the research are happening on these plants that they respond. So there must be some neural pathways because it senses the touch and then it reacts.
See, when you touch the leaves, the whole leaf will get closed. See this one? See then the way how this will close. See the whole leaf is getting close.
So scientists start doing research that do plants have brain? Yeah, even Rohan is having touch me not plant. Who else want to show? You want to show? Navya, show your plant. You want to show? Mishka want to show? Just a minute. Where is Mishka? Yeah, I can see Reva is having beautiful garden. Wow, Reva.
Wow.
Mama loves gardening or daddy loves gardening? Who loves gardening? So green, beautiful. And Avian is having beautiful garden. Wow. See a green corner that gives so beautiful look, fresh look. Refreshing it is to see that. Arnavi also wanted to show. Arnavi. Nice. Your sister or brother is helping you? Very good. If you want to show your garden, please raise thumb. So, you know, you can. Wow. Beautiful.
This rain here.
Pranil, yes, we have seen. Okay, Avyuk also want to show. Huh. Yeah, if you put
I also wanted to.
you grew it, Avyuk?
Should I put my plant?
Just a minute. Yes, Avyuk. You grew this? Can you show us your plant? Okay, it's in the balcony. Okay. No problem. Who else want to show? They can, you know, raise their hand. Yes, Shalvin, show your garden. Wow, so beautiful. So tomato and fenugreek, right?
Wow.
Beautiful. Who else want to show the garden? Indvi, you want to show? Come on, now show your garden. Indvi? Okay, whose garden is this? Kashni. I think Manish sir is not able to reconnect, but I still thank him for showing the right way of preparing the potting mix so that we can grow healthy and nice vegetables. So always give importance and prepare your soil first. So what all things we will mix to prepare our soil? Come on, everyone, tell me. Let me unmute you all. You all can unmute yourself if you want. You can check.
Coco peat. Coco peat. Compost. Coco peat. Compost. And soil. Coco peat. Soil and compost.
Okay, so now,
Soil compost.
okay, very good. So now, okay, sir has joined again. Wow.
Right, there's some internet issue. When did I get cut off, ma'am?
Sir, when you, like, you were watering the plants
Okay.
that time, almost
Right.
that.
Show you the plants which I've got them. I've got the pots which are ready. If you see, this is slightly wet, but if I dig it in the surface, it's still dry at the bottom. See, it's still very dry. So the coco peat absorbs a lot of water, and that is one reason we use that. So we've got all trays, that one tray, this pot, this tray, and this pot. 4 things we've got ready. And there's this one also which is ready now, the small pot. We've got 5 pots ready. Now I was going to talk about pesticides and how to control them. Just
So that will be very much important.
like, so I've got this Ratrani, I don't know what they call it in Marathi.
Parijat?
No, that had a issue with pets. No, Parijat nahi. The flowers bloom at night and they smell very well. I don't know what it's called in Marathi. But if you see, just show you one leaf which had remains of the thing. See, these are these white spots.
This is the most dangerous.
This is one of the most difficult things to get rid of. But if you see, all the fur has gone, not furry any longer. So because I've sprayed pesticide here, see, if you see, this still is furry. This is not furry. It's starting to die. So this had attacked my plant and they were not growing very well. So some leaves which I attack highly and which have got these black spots, you just cut off and throw. And the others you just can save. Now because I've started adding the thing, the plant is now growing. You see now these new shoots are growing. Here, here, see it's grown here. So these shoots will grow when the plant is healthy. See, everywhere I've got new shoots growing. See this here also. So the new shoot is growing because the plant is now healthy. When it was infected, it was not growing. Now it can attack the newly grown part. See here, this has attacked a newly grown part. So I've been spraying pesticide every 2-3 days now. So in between I didn't have time, so I didn't check for a week. And this plant got infected that way. So this is one thing you need to take care of. So for that, you need a neem-based pesticide. So you buy neem oil from a chemist, or that'll be expensive, or you can go to a plant store or a nursery store and buy neem oil. How to use it? 1 spoon of neem oil, 1 or 2 spoons of soap mixed in 1 liter of water. And you mix that all up and spray it on the plant where the infection is. So the soap breaks up the surface, that white surface, the furry surface it has, and then the medicine attacks it. So that combination kills these. But the thing is, because it's not a chemical, it doesn't kill immediately. You have to keep spraying the solution every 2-3 days. So you spray it twice a week first and see if it works. If it doesn't, you can spray it more often, maybe every 2 days, so twice a week. Another effective way I found is when I start attacking it first time, I use a vacuum cleaner. Yes, you can use liquid soap, the hand wash, which is normal. What I do is I put my vacuum cleaner on the blower mode, and it has a spray can that comes with the vacuum cleaner. So I fill water, just plain water in that, and I spray. I hold the plant with one hand and spray with the other. I have to, of course, put the plant in a separate place because I don't want the pest going from one plant to the other. So I put the plant in a separate place and I blow off with the pressure of the air and the water. It just blows off the plant. So that's a very good way of getting rid of a large number of the pests. And then you can keep spraying the medicine. So spraying water will take off almost 70-80% of the pests. So they start, it stops the damage immediately. And then you can start spraying the pesticides. You need less pesticide and less effort then. Another way is to just take a damp piece of cotton wool and wipe off all the leaves. You can keep wiping off the insects, but that's too much problem. Ants are another problem. It's very difficult to get rid of. You have to keep adding nutrients to the soil, or sometimes you just stay in the soil. That's an easier way. Now, if you have ants, you will have the mealybugs. An interesting thing, humans aren't the only animals that domesticate others. So ants and these mealybugs have a symbiotic relationship. So the ants protect the mealybugs, and then the ants, these mealybugs secrete a substance which the ants eat. So the ants eat the substance from the mealybugs, and the ants protect the mealybugs from being attacked by other insects. So ants and mealybugs have a symbiotic relationship. So if you have ants, you will have higher chances of mealybugs. And if you have mealybugs, you should always check the soil for ants. So you have to attack both. So you might have to change the soil, add the pesticide to the soil. You can add neem-based pesticide to the soil. Another pesticide which works is the range of them. You have ginger, you have green chilies, and you have garlic. So you take about 100 grams of garlic, crush that in a mixture, add it to about 2 liters of water, 2-3 liters of water, and let it sit there for 3-4 days. And then you strain that liquid and use it. So you can add garlic, you can add ginger, you can add chilies. So that you can add in your soil. You can pour a little bit of water into the soil. It'll drive away the ants maybe. In the worst case, you might have to use some chemical-based thing. If you try these, if they don't work, you can use chemicals. I don't like chemicals because ultimately the plant that you're growing, you're eating. So why use those? So you can try these pesticides, and if they don't work, you can simply change the soil or add chemical pesticide as per choice. Now I'd like to also show you my lot of this enzymes, bioenzymes. I've been making a lot of bioenzymes lately. So I've also got a bioenzyme based pesticide which I'll show you.
Children, do you remember last year we made it with sir? You all got the citrus peels.
Right, so I've got some new ones. I'll show you how they are. Just a minute. Right, so, right, so this is my lot of bioenzymes. I've got about 4 or 5 liters already ready. I'll show you what I've got. They have many uses. I'll just show you what we've got right now. This is mango enzyme. This is the chili garlic one, which I'm going to use as pesticide. So if this becomes, once this becomes an enzyme, it's very powerful. So you need only 2 or 3 spoons in a liter. Then this is orange. This is pineapple enzyme. You can see the pieces of pineapple inside. I don't know if you can make it out. Then there is an orange. So right now I've got orange, I've got lime, I've got sweet lime, I've got watermelon, I've got pineapple. See, this is again pineapple. You can see the pineapple leaves inside. These are pineapple leaves. And this pineapple piece is the peel, and then there's lime also. So I put in lime and pineapple together. And I recently got one vegetable called a bijoru in Gujarati. I don't know what they call it in Marathi. It's about 10 inches big nimbu. It's from the nimbu family. And it's got a 2-inch thick peel. So I was lucky to get that. So I used the fruit to make a pickle. And from the peel, I have made an enzyme. So I'd just like to show you how much gas this is creating. Just a minute. See, now I'm going to open this and see how much air comes out. See, it's all foaming up because of the gas escaping. If you notice, the bottle has puffed up. There's so much carbon dioxide produced that the bottle has literally puffed up. If I don't open it now and release the gas, the bottle will explode in a day or two. I've just made this about 4 days ago, so it's still very active. Here is another one of the same I made. This is pineapple and bijoru. There you go. So to keep releasing the gas like that.
Can you just tell in a short way that how to make it and the uses of?
So this is very easy to make. You take 1 liter of water, 100 grams of jaggery or sugar, and 300 grams of peel. So you heat the water a little bit to dissolve the jaggery. Once it cools down, then you can put the liquid into a bottle, and then I slice the pieces, the peels and the into thin pieces, and I push them into the bottle. So if you see the pieces, you'll see how small they are. So that is easy to take them out. Otherwise, when the enzyme is ready and you take the pieces out, it becomes very difficult to get the fruit out of the bottle. So that takes a lot of effort. So see, this is watermelon enzyme. It's ready now, so I have to just strain it. I'll do that today. And these are the 5 ones I made this week. So again, if you see this, see,
as you mentioned, it is used as pesticide.
No, these have different uses. Pesticide is again particular vegetables. So if you make it from ginger, garlic, green chilies, then it's a pesticide. So this one that I'm making right now is a garlic and chili one. So I've made a paste of the garlic and chili, and I've put it with the sugar. So it's do that. Now it's going to take a little while to develop, I guess. So this you can use as a pesticide. Now other things are good for nourishment. So you can use them as cleaning agents, surface cleaning agents for cleaning tiles, floors. You can add it to the soil, and enzyme added to the soil makes it more nutritious, makes the plants more healthy. So every week I take about 50-100 ml of the enzyme, mix it in 1 bucket of water, and add that and use that water to water the plants. So the plants keep getting the enzyme regularly. So the soil keeps getting nourished. And I'll show a few more plants. This is ginger. You can see at the bottom, it started, it's got about 5 or 6 shoots now. In about 6 months, the whole pot will be full. And then you can just harvest it, pick up one side, take it out. Then a week or 10 days later, another one. So divide your pot into 10 parts. And every week, take out 1 part. So by the time you come back to that, the ginger will have grown. This is the aluca plant. Again, see, it's very healthy. Very nice leaves. I'm going to harvest that today or tomorrow to make alu. So these are the basic things. Pesticides, you find a lot of plant-based ones. So garlic and ginger and chili are very good ones to use. So I keep using them. Garlic, you just take about 100 grams of garlic, crush it, boil it in 1 liter of water, cool that liquid. And then, about, say, 100 ml of that in 1 liter of water, you can use as a pesticide. So I use less garlic. I use, say, 30-40 grams and directly use it all in one go. Otherwise, you can make an enzyme as I've done, and then you can add 2-3 spoons of enzyme every time. So it depends. I think about 30 grams of garlic, 40 grams of garlic in a liter of water should be sufficient as a pesticide. So you take that liquid, add about 2-3 spoons from ginger or green chilies and red chilies. So these are very good pesticides for pests like these mealybugs and ants.
And how long it takes for the enzyme to be ready?
Enzyme is about 3 months. So I write a date on top. So this one which I've got, the pineapple one, if you see, this was
and in 2-3 days you have to let the air go, right? Otherwise it will burst.
Yeah, every 2-3 days. So otherwise, see this again. See, this has got too much gas. So I already let the gas out 2 times, but still there's still so much gas in it. So the pressure has got very high. So I have to keep releasing that. Now you see the bottle is literally puffed up. You compare with the other bottles, the bottom also, see, it keeps puffing out. There's so much pressure inside. So you have to be careful, otherwise the bottle can explode.
And I think that that part parents should do, not children, because even while releasing gas, I have got hurt twice because it was like I
so
detected it after 5 or 6 days. So quite a lot of gas was there.
So initially it's very fast. So every 2 days you should release the gas. Now this was my error. I forgot it. So I've not released the gas for 5 days. and you see the bottle is literally puffed up. It's blown up sort of. You
Yeah.
can see it. The pressure is lot. It's much more than an ordinary soda bottle pressure. So it's at a limit. So luckily I realized today, so I've been releasing gas. Now once it reaches a point, you can leave it slightly open. No, it's still too much gas. So I have to keep releasing that every 10 minutes that way. I think in 1 hour it should be okay. Right. So that's the section. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Parents, if you have any question, you can ask right away. Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful session and lot of information we got. And I'm sure now everyone will take care of the soil first when they are planting or sowing seeds. And all will have green and fresh, very healthy vegetables.
Yeah, it's a good way. You can have a lot of healthy vegetables at home if you do this. Yeah, banana peel. Sorry, someone has a question. Very good banana peel. Banana peel is one of the best things to put in a pot. Never throw the banana peel into your composting pot also. That's what I've started doing in the last 1 month. Every time you eat a banana, go out, dig up the soil in any one pot, and then just bury that in about 2 inches, 3 inches of soil. So that's the best thing. It's got a lot of potassium and other minerals which are very good for the plant. So I don't throw the banana peels in the compost also. Now I put them directly in the pot. So you just have a line. So one peel in one pot, second another, and you keep track of that. And you keep adding the peels that way. And you know the enzyme is ready when the gas stops being produced. The enzyme action, the creation action is, side product is the gas. So when the gas stops being produced, you know that the enzyme action has stopped. Enzyme has 10 parts of water, 1 part of jaggery, and 3 parts of any fruit peel or vegetable peel, waste of the vegetable. So when I chop a pineapple, I get almost enough material to make 1 liter of enzyme. From mangoes, I take the peels and use them for that. I scrape off the thing, whatever possible from the seed, and use that in that. So every plant, every fruit that you eat can be done that way. So watermelon is a good plant. I once made a vegetable from the white part of the watermelon peel, and it tastes quite nice. So instead of throwing the peel, you can use that to make a sabzi, and you can make the enzyme from the green part of the watermelon. So a lot of ways from old people we can learn how to stop waste, how to reutilize things and save money. So if you make a vegetable from the watermelon seed, watermelon peel, you can save money from 1 vegetable. So it's actually thrash to plate, right? And it tastes quite nice. It's quite bland. It's got no taste of its own. So it takes the taste of the curry that you make it. So if you make a tomato curry, it adds bulk to that. Or maybe you can make it a pulp and add to a soup. That also is a good way of getting nutrients into your plate and stop wasting things. Right. So banana peel is a good thing. Thank you for reminding me. Right. Any other questions?
Anyone wants to ask anything?
Yes, Armavi, what's your question?
No, I think she doesn't want to ask question, right?
Ihit, I think Ihit has a question.
I think sir, they are fine. And thank you very much, sir, for showing us and developing interest in plants. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you all of you for your time. Take care. Stay safe. Have fun. Bye.
Happy Independence Day again. And children, I will be waiting for your posters or your poem writing or by 3 o'clock you all have to post it on the workplace, right? Will you all be doing that? Yeah, Dream India. So what do you dream about your country? Please make a poster or a poem or write an essay and post it before 3 o'clock. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good day.